Hey guys, welcome back. This is your host Phil from underKG.com, and this is Black Shark. A lot of people call it Xiaomi's Black Shark, but Black Shark itself is actually a company, although funded a lot by Xiaomi, and this phone is officially called the Shark. Anyway, let's get into design. What you see here is 18:9 ratio Full HD Plus display. It's an IPS panel with a fingerprint reader under that. On the back is a dual camera with the symmetrical design, and it really is very, so to say, gamer-y with the LED lighting on the back that's gonna light up for the calls or notifications. But one interesting part is that those are also buttons, back and multitasking, but they don't have the lightings for those. Those are not options. It doesn't have the LED under that. And I'm sure you didn't expect it anyway, but this does not come with any sort of weather protection. Now the display itself is pretty nice. It's vibrant with colors and DCI-P3 capable. It's got the good viewing angle as well, but interestingly enough, it seems like the panel is built upside down, just like the OnePlus 5T's display. So when you scroll on a list with the text like this, they wiggle around. They call it the jello effect, and it's quite apparent on this display. And to prove that, give it a try with your phone. It's gonna show jello when it's upside down. Performance-wise, it's got the latest Qualcomm Snapdragon 845 octa-core processor, and as always, it does a very good job. What doesn't do that much of a nice job is the heat management. Overall, it's good, but considering that they were very proud of the vapor chambers and those heat dissipating the panels or place or whatnot, it gets as hot, if not hotter, as the competitors. Software-wise, it's got something called the Joy UI based on Android 8.0 Oreo. And overall, this is very similar to MIUI from the parent company Xiaomi. If you go to Weather app, this is exactly the Xiaomi's Weather app. The clock is very similar, and some of the apps directly say that they are from Xiaomi. I'm not saying it's bad in any way. It's got the cool black and green theme, and overall performances, including switching between the apps, are very good. And as a gaming smartphone, it's got an interesting feature like anti-addiction, that you can set up the limit of the gameplay time, and it's going to open up health tips when you reach it, and there is parental control for even more control over your kids playing games. But the biggest feature is the Shark Zone that you can enable with the switch right there. Slide it, and then you'll be greeted into the Shark Zone. This is like a game launcher that you can launch all the games, see statistics, and control your Joypad. And on any screen, you can swipe on the home button to see your CPU or GPU load, configure your gamepad, Wi-Fi, block phone calls, blue light filter, keypad button locks, and more, including cleaning up your RAM, blocking notification, extreme mode, or settings if you want to control them all. And you can bring them back by swiping on the home button. But of course, you want the Joypad to help you play games. So you have to install the case that comes in the packaging and attach the Joypad with it. This is connected via Bluetooth. There is no terminals behind it, so you turn it on and it gets automatically connected. And you can move around with the joystick right there or use those triggers. There are two buttons here and there. And of course, you can configure which part of the screen each of the triggers are going to tap on, just like that. And moreover, there is built-in screen recorder that you can engage with power and volume up, and there are lots of settings that you can change, starting with resolution, Full HD, HD, and even lower, and video quality. This is bitrate, frame rate, orientation, and sound source, whether it be microphone or system sounds. I'm guessing streamers are going to be very happy with this. The system isn't all that perfect though. There are little typos here and there, and the interface glitches. And most importantly, notification icons are not the icons that the apps send. They're rather the launcher icons themselves, which is the exact problem the older versions of the MIUIs had. The phone is not entirely about the games. It's also got dual cameras right there that you can launch with the little button right here. And the photos are not bad. They're pretty decent. They're f1.75 lenses, two of them. Broad daylight photos look good, and low lighting photos also look pretty good, although it doesn't have OIS, so you'll have to keep yourself very steady. And there is portrait mode, and it does work, but does not work as well as the Mi 8 does. It kind of blurs on the edges. Moreover, the selfie cam with f2.2 is pretty dark. It's about average, it shakes a little bit, and there is no portrait mode, so it's going to switch automatically to the rear camera. This is like a de facto standard in 2018, so that's a little bit disappointing. Audio-wise, it doesn't have 3.5mm headphone jack, so you'll have to use some other options if you want to use earphones while you're charging your phone. Thankfully, the wired output is pretty decent, although it is missing the audio effects available on the Xiaomi phones. And it does have stereo speaker, one on the bottom and one utilizing the receiver on top. They're not the loudest nor most detailed, but they're good enough for the phone in this price range. Battery-wise, it's got the 4000 milliamps of cell built in, and it performs pretty nicely. It lasts about 7 hours of screen on time, and I'm always on LTE network, never on Wi-Fi, so most of you will get even longer than that. Charging is done through USB-C port on the bottom. It does support Quick Charge 3.0, so 30 minutes of charging is going to give you 46%, an hour for 80%, and fully charging is going to take an hour and 40 minutes. So that was all the things that you had to know about the Black Shark Shark. Overall, it's a pretty nice phone, although I'm not sure if it's a nice gaming phone. It doesn't have the high refresh rate display, like no 120 Hz like Razer phone, no 90 Hz like the ROG phone, and its display is not perfect with that jello effect. The heat management isn't the best, sadly. And nowadays, the gamepad isn't all that special. There really are a lot of these available on Amazon. But then again, as a phone, not a gaming phone, Snapdragon 845 and 6 GB of RAM base model, around $500 US, that's a pretty good deal. I personally don't believe in this design, and it might be not as good as you wish as a gaming phone, but if you're looking for a flagship level performance at a decent price, this could be a very, very plausible option. So that was a Black Shark Shark. If you have any questions, please leave them down in the comments. You can always meet us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and Google+. We'll see you guys later. Ciao.